You see a section of the huge crowd at the event today, a crowd that has increased every year since the club revived this event in 2003. And now we go to Breed, who's with David Yeomans.
David, many of the riders have commented already on how difficult this circuit is. Would you have the same view?
Yeah, it's very bumpy out the back. I'm struggling big time to hold on, so I just tried different settings there. So see how we go today and hopefully can run up the front with them.
You have the advantage, of course, of qualifying in pole position. That's good.
I have a lot of fast lads behind me today, though. It'll be tough, but I'll give it my best shot anyway, and hopefully we're there with the Manx coming in a fortnight, so a good safe ride is all I'm after today, really.
Alan, being a local driver, of course, you're going to have on the circuit all of those spectators cheering you on. That's a bit of added pressure.
A lot of added pressure. I'm pressured all week here. Especially lads like people behind you here, look.
Yesterday, of course, the qualifyings were productive. You did qualify third on the grid for this race, and you will be taking an onboard camera, so you'll be giving us a good view, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, hopefully, yeah. Well, there's very little times in the top three. It was 0.2 of a second, so hopefully I'll be first in the first corner, so that's my plan anyway. Come home first, get a trophy here at long last.
So ready for the off, David Yeomans, the man who was celebrated his birthday on Thursday, celebrates with pole position here in this support race. As we go down to the first corner, the Creamery corner for the first time. Will Alan O'Dwyer make it there first? Well, he's certainly making it first. The second group going away there, led by Ronan Pantoni, 113. And that Creamery corner, it is Alan O'Dwyer who's in the lead. The third group get away. 3 groups of 7 start here around this tight 2.2 mile circuit, and they're coming down to Gub corner for the first time, and it's Alan O'Dwyer in the lead. The local man from Piltown runs a little bit wide but gets away with that. Miles Byrne in second position, Andy Farrell in third. The rest of the field streaming through there, Darwin Young, Damien Hard in amongst them as they head up over the top of the hill on the run back up the village. And here we are with Alan O'Dwyer, clear road in front because he's in the lead as he comes down into the village through the left, through the right, another little left kink, and then the right kink that takes him down into the village corner. There you see him coming through now. So Dwyer goes through, was successful at Walterstown. That was his first road race win. Another grip going through here, and there's a rider slowing down. That's Benny Morris from Athlone and the Kawasaki. I don't think he's going too much further, just pulling into the side there, so getting it safely out of the way as the rest of the riders stream through. But meantime, here is the race leader heading out onto his second lap down to Creamery corner, just backing it in there, the back end moving out a little bit. Oh, get it turned in, Alan gets it through past the Surway Forklifts banner. Surway Forklifts, the main sponsors of the event here at Faugheen in 2008, and back with Alan O'Dwyer. This is on the run down towards Gub. So another little left hand kink, then accelerates hard down between the hedgerows. Spectators all the way down there, you just see them looking out over the top of the hedge, and here he comes down into Gub corner for the second time. Andy Farrell there, number 36 behind him. Then it's Miles Byrne in third, Darwin Young, it looks like the red machine there, in fourth position. A little bit hard to get the numbers, but pretty sure that was Darwin Young. The man to keep your eye on here actually is Damien Hard from Skerries, because he can actually clinch the championship today if he gets a top 7 position, I reckon. So he may be riding for a championship as opposed to a race win here. The rest of the field there going through. 23 Neil Nugent, I think that is swinging last through Creamery corner. Meantime, we're back with Alan O'Dwyer. Alan O'Dwyer and Andy Farrell there going through behind him. Andy, another of the Skerries lads, a huge number of riders from Skerries actually in this support class, and no wonder with their racetrack right there on their doorsteps. But it's the local man here who's leading this one as well, Alan O'Dwyer from Piltown, 32-year-old, sponsored there by Michael Field and Transport, Brenton Reagan and Diamond Edge Cutting, and he's running wide a little bit again at the Creamery corner. Maybe he was the man who removed the hedge there. He's a hard-working club member. That group there, 4th to 6th, goes through, still battling it out amongst them. First 2 coming down here into Gub, and that's O'Dwyer in the lead on the 750 Suzuki. Andy Farrell behind him, Miles Byrne in third position. Miles Byrne there from Knocklion, and then that's Darwin Young going up the hill. Darwin, the man who won the first 2 rounds of this championship earlier in the season at Cookstown and Tandragee, but since it has moved down south, the riders here have taken over. Damien Hard and of course Andy Farrell and Alan O'Dwyer now the main man, so it's been a closely fought battle in the championship this year. There they go on the run down past the start finish towards Creamery Corner. Hard on the brakes as they go over the top of the hill. Alan O'Dwyer goes in. That's his best line through it so far. He's got it right that time, just about perfect there as he goes through. Andy Farrell in second, Miles Byrne in third, Darwin Young behind him in fourth position as they chase up the hill there. Ron Plenty coming through there, leading the second group of riders. So they're on the run down towards Creamery Corner as well, but we're back with the leaders at Gub, and it's 62. Alan O'Dwyer, Andy Farrell's coming back at him. Andy Farrell, who won at a Tay. And that was a last lap win for Andy Farrell that day, so can he repeat it here as well? There's the dice for that's third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh and eighth positions. I think there are those guys all together. Alan O'Dwyer picking up every bump there appears to be on this Faugheen course, and there are quite a few of them. Andy Farrell just sitting there chasing him down. Now we're on board with Alan on the run down towards Creamery Corner. It's the speed you can see, and somewhere in that he picks out a braking point, maybe the lines in the road, maybe a little gap in the hedge or somebody's spot, but that's how the riders pick up their braking points. He gets through that time cleanly as well, accelerates away underneath the trees again. That's Keith Lawless, 86 there, I think, who's leading the second group, going through down in about 8th or 9th position at the moment. But here's the battle up front for the lead. Alan O'Dwyer out in front, goes through there, followed by Andy Farrell. Andy Farrell looks as though he's closing on him, so maybe content to sit behind. Well, look, there's the battle for second position. Third position. Miles Byrne seems to have been caught by that chasing pack behind him. So Darwin Young and company, they're all moving up. Damien Hard's in that as well. He's the man to say who's riding for the championship. O'Dwyer goes through again. Here they come out across the start-finish line. Another lap completed. Alan O'Dwyer charges on down towards the Creamery Corner. He's really got it wound up this time. He's certainly extended, goes through there. He's extended the lead, no doubt, that time over Andy Farrell. Andy Farrell may have lost a little bit of ground, came in there, I think, just a little bit too hot and had to ease it off, get back out of the throttle. 86, Keith Lawless goes through again. And Keith Lawless there swings through on the yellow machine. On board again with Alan O'Dwyer. That's it. Gulp Corner, I think. Yep. Accelerates out from there, back up towards the village. Gets the throttle back on and into this tremendous series of bends, left and right, just weaving their way up through. Darwin Young there goes through. That is a great battle that those guys are having. But we're back with the race leader, determined to win here on his home patch. Leading member of the Faugheen 50 Club, Alan O'Dwyer. He's extended it from Andy Farrell. 86 again, Keith Lawless going through. And I think that's 120 Ronan, or 113 Ronan continues behind him, but we're now looking, that's the same bunch again. Actually, Paul Maguire there, the yellow, but here again is Alan O'Dwyer. He's getting a little bit sideways. Is he going to get it turned in? Yep. Gets it round okay, but certainly he is right at the limit on the brakes. We're back on board with him now in the run down towards Gub Corner. Goes through the left-hander, then winds it up flat out along the straight up to 130, 140, 150 miles per hour between the hedgerows as he goes down through. Sees the braking board there that tells him he's at Gub Corner. Gets it through there, just underneath the trees, so a little bit dark there. Andy Farrell, he's certainly dropping back from him, Andy Farrell, each time. Alan O'Dwyer is now really moving it on. He wants to win this one more than anyone else. They say he had a win at Walderstown a couple of weeks back, but he's determined to take this one. There's Darwin Young. 112 there going through. Martin Kerms from Tremor. But here's our race leader, 62. Alan O'Dwyer goes through. The little right-hand kink there that takes him out onto the finishing straight. And here he comes down now, gets the last lap signal. So down to the Creamery Corner for the last time. He's coming in, he's certainly not easing it off, even going out onto the last lap. Oh, he's running wide, he's out onto the grass. So he works for Wicklow Garden Products there in Carrick-on-Suir and doing a little bit of gardening on the last lap. Martin Kerms again, 112 at Gub Corner. As we wait for the leader to come down through, and there he is, he's gone through now. Where's the back marker going to come into play? Is he going to get him on the run up the village? Andy Farrell there has closed in on him, so are we going to see Alan O'Dwyer taking his second win of the season? There was someone with the foot down there, and that just so tight as the gap corner. Into the village they come. Alan O'Dwyer in behind Martin Curlams. Does he get round him? Yeah, he does, and that's enough. That'll give him the victory. He's now a clear run down to the flag, through the right-hander, and then gun it down this straight towards Creamery Corner. Halfway in between is the checkered flag, and it is a win for Alan O'Dwyer. Second position, it's Andy Farrell. We're waiting to see, and Alan O'Dwyer is absolutely delighted with that. They'll be celebrating in the O'Dwyer household for weeks to come, and indeed here in Faugheen. So the drinks are on him tonight. And there again you have your top 10. And then with that 7th position, Damien Hard takes the Dengan Motorcycle Support Club Championship.